If you have ever run a summit where you have multiple speakers speaking at your event, you may find that the speakers, the biggest speakers with the biggest email lists might not share the event to their audience. Let me backtrack a little bit. When you run a summit, typically your speakers will uh, have an obligation to mail the promotion out to their email list and share it on social media and whatnot. Because ideally, all the speakers have their own individual email lists, their own audience, their own tribes, their own followers on social media. And what this summit is doing is it's creating this collective audience that consists of the audience and followers and subscribers to all of those individual speakers, because they are now all receiving the information about this event, right? In an ideal world, that's how it works. And everybody benefits. But then you have a few a few big speakers that might not share the event to their list. And maybe it's because they think that they're too big, that they might feel like their speakers are mooching off of them, or the host is. So I would like to give my feedback and my interpretation of the situation, not only from a host perspective, but from a guest speaker perspective, because I've done both. I've hosted summits, I've spoken at summits, and I feel this, I feel these things strongly. So this is why I wanted to share this with you, because I see that this is occurring, this problem. So if you are a speaker who has either spoken at a summit, or somebody has reached out to you to ask you to be in their summit, there's several things that I would like to mention here, because these things you might not have thought of, you might not have looked at it this way. So I have 5 points I'd like to mention. First is, this actually does benefit you. If you speak at a summit and you share it with your email list, you can actually benefit. Here's why. Even if people are on your email list, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're already paying customers. Maybe they just downloaded your lead magnet, or they attended a workshop or whatever, right? However they got on your list, they're there. This event that you are speaking at could be that next best step for some of your existing audience that will be the catalyst for them to actually become a paying client for you. They're all going through this customer journey, and maybe you inviting them to this event was the thing that made them finally decide to buy your high ticket item, your high ticket program, right? Maybe at this event, because you were being interviewed by the host and they asked you some questions, or maybe you shared something personal that you usually don't share in your content when left to your own devices. Maybe your existing audience saw something in you that they didn't see before. Or maybe that topic got you to share knowledge that you don't normally share on your social media. And now, because of that new piece of information that they've gotten from you, they find you more valuable. So just because you're sharing somebody else's event to your audience doesn't mean they're going to like run over there and jump the fence and never come back. They'll probably love you more. You're building rapport. You're creating more value for them. They could become more avid fans as a result of this summit. So think of it that way. So first, it is a benefit to you. Secondly, it is a benefit to your tribe. As I was saying, if they see you as providing value to them, they're going to love you more. And it's not just your content. You're sharing other people's content. So now they think even more highly of you because of that. Not all the content that you share with your audience has to be yours. They're looking to you as the provider of this content, and that can be just as valuable as you being seen as the one and only authority on the topic. So next is, it is beneficial to the host. You are providing value to the host. Is that a bad thing? If you think that that's a bad thing, think about the way you perceive reality and the way you interact with people. It's goodwill. You're being in integrity because the host is creating this event. They're going through a lot of they're doing a lot of work. It's a lot of work to put a summit together. And they're creating this thing out of thin air, and now all of a sudden there's this event, and it is creating value. So you have an obligation to hold up your end of the deal. You're attending this, you're going to this event, you're speaking at this event, you're the guest speaker, but the host is providing value to you. You should provide value to the host. It's in my mind, it's very cut and dry that is just the right thing to do. It's funny because you'll have these people who look down upon a host having you at their event, and yet they might go out and spend $100,000 to create their own event. But if somebody else provides that platform for you, that could potentially be $100,000 value that you're benefiting from. So why wouldn't you reciprocate? And speaking of reciprocate, that is the next point that I want to make is reciprocity. You're creating a win-win situation. You're sharing this with your audience might benefit the other speakers, but if the rule is that all of the speakers are doing the same thing and they're all promoting it to their audience, then their audience will attend and watch you. So it's a win-win. So they're agreeing to share it with their audience. You're agreeing to share it with your audience. Everybody's benefiting from this. So, don't be this this could come across the wrong way, but don't be stingy. Okay, just let's just put it out there. Don't be stingy. It, this is a situation where it's everybody can benefit, and there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. I love win-win situations, and I love win-win-win situations even better. And this is a win-win-win situation because, well, actually, no, I've got that wrong. It's a win-win-win-win situation because the host wins, you win, the other speakers win, and the attendees win. So why wouldn't you want to be a part of that? Great things come from this synergy that happens, right? And it could even extend beyond the event. So think bigger, think beyond the event. Think about the relationships you're making. You're making relationships with the host, the other speakers, the attendees. You could potentially find joint venture partners in amongst these people. You're making new connections. You have no idea what the possibilities are and what potential there is and what opportunities might come from you speaking at this event. So why not give it all you got? Promote the heck out of it. you know, it's not detrimental to you to say, share a promotion on your social media talking about these other people over here that are also experts. You being at that event is edifying you. This brings me to my last point, which is coming from a place of scarcity versus coming from a place of abundance. If you're coming from a place of scarcity, you're going to think to yourself, oh, these people are going to steal my list. They're going to take all my people. My best clients are all going to leave me and stop paying me, and they're going to go over here. That's coming from a scarcity mindset. So now you might say, oh, I'm going to go speak at your event, but I'm not going to promote it. You might even say that you're going to, but you don't. But if you're coming from a place of abundance, you'll realize that when everybody wins, it raises everybody up. It's just like the saying, a rising tide raises all boats. If you come from a place of abundance, you realize that everybody is seeking out their perfect fit. The speakers are seeking out their perfect fit clients, and the audience is all seeking out their perfect fit icon or role model or guru or mentor or whatever you want to call yourself. So who are you to shut that door for them? I believe that what goes around comes around. You reap what you sow. So if you're coming from a place of abundance, that will resound and come back to you in abundance. It's like the law of attraction. If you have a scarcity mindset, you're going to bring scarcity into your life. So think about how you're handling this situation when you're asked to share something with your list. Which place are you coming from? Scarcity or abundance? Also, I think that if you're coming from a place of scarcity, people will see it. Even if on a subconscious level, they'll recognize that you're coming from a place of scarcity. And that might change the way that they view you. Successful people, actually, I shouldn't say that. I was going to say successful people come from a place of abundance, but I've actually seen people who have millions of dollars and they're still in a scarcity mindset. I'm not quite sure how that works, how that happens, but maybe it was a fluke. or maybe because they became wealthy, now all of a sudden they're scared that somebody was going to take it away from them. But if you come from a place of abundance, people will see that. People will pick up on subtle things that you do and say, and they will see that abundance exuding from you, whether you think it's perceivable or not. So that's another reason to make sure you're operating from abundance, because people will recognize it. And people will be attracted to you if you're exuding abundance. So you can pick up more clients if you're coming from a place of abundance, because people can subtly sense that, and they want to be around you because they want that for themselves. So you're benefiting everybody. Everybody's benefiting you. It's a win-win situation. So if you're ever in a situation where you're a guest speaker at an event, just share it with your list. It really, really will come back and benefit you in the long run. So if you're worried about what's in it for yourself, there you go. I think that that just about concludes everything I have to say about that. So hopefully this has made an impact in the way that you think about virtual events, summits, speaking at summits, hosting summits. And, I hope that this leads to your ultimate success. So thank you so much for watching.